What is going on YouTube? This is Acid Roots. So I'm going to review a 2023 album by Blac Youngsta. As far as these pairs going to happen, basically this particular project is called Bank Appointment, and it came out in the winter of 2023. So within pairs right here, Blac Youngsta is a particular hit fellow from Yo Gotti's CMG label. As far as these pairs going to have accent type pitches, these were the products of some of the sub fairs that kind of happened throughout the early 2020s. Pitches like that as Yo Gotti started to get more collectives, pitches like that. So Section type ordeals, pitches like that. Now within these varieties, within the Section type pitches, particularly Blac Youngsta had a pretty good string of these throughout like as far back as like the early 2010s as far as these first albums. So Section type pitches, I question how many of these are full bound within the availability of being on like Datpiff and former places like that within these pitches. But this is a classic kind of 2020s product within these pitches. And within the varieties, as far as these first album, trap was kind of in a murky type territory around this particular time. 2023 was kind of fair without like heavyweights like Gunna and Young Thug as full bound in the spotlight. Gunna was around these times, but it was kind of a pitch that he kind of was marred by like the reputation he was apprehending. Pitches like that was kind of those fairs. Young Thug was not present at all in 2023 for the most part, minus the album that he dropped from prison. So it's kind of fair as far as saying is the pitches behind how some of these particular type fairs kind of happen. Drake was a little bit, or Future was a little bit quiet in 2023, pitches like that. So it's kind of fair as far as saying just the aspect behind who was taking the headway in trap music around that time was differential within pitches like that. But it's kind of fair as far as saying there were some good type varieties. Some of those particular like folks like Pooh Shiesty were kind of amidst like prison type fairs, pitches like that. Gucci Mane was kind of doing some of that particular type product, trying to initiate like 2020's drill against some of the products. But it's kind of pitched as far as saying this particular one does not focus as full bound on drill, pitches like that, but it kind of brings back within certain type senses like leftover type varieties, early 2010s and mid 2010s trap within those pitches. Throwback to like the Datpiff days, pitches like that. Sounds excellent type fair. So it continues that particular fair. It's kind of pitched as far as saying it's within the same type variety thing and other type folks like Moneybagg Yo and some of these type ones with aspect, other type pitches, folks like that. Hood Rich Pablo won, so he's that folks with an aspect as far as these first elements within the pitch as far as saying paying attention towards the ears. So yeah, like I was saying, I think I said within these pitches I recommend all 13 songs of the standard edition of this album, which does pretty much only have a standard edition. So it's within the pitch as far as saying, now this is digital download, but I think it's available for purchase. I don't really think within these fairs that this probably popped up on Datpiff, considering it was there in like the last moments of it being around. So the pitches like that, it's kind of variety as far as saying the hit type appeal. So basically just getting the blistering type variety. It's basically to the hit type appeal, pitches like that within those hit type ads. It's basically to the hit type appeal within good fashionable kind of 2010s and 2020s trap pitch like that. So it's just within fair, good shot in the arm, some of those type price pitch like that. Hella Taco Bell, hella Chipotle run, some of these type pitches. Hella KFC, hella Popeyes run, some of these type aspects and tongue good pitch like that. Wendy's, some of these type fairs good pitch like that amongst these fairs. Excellent type pitches getting towards the Arby's, some of these type price within the excellent pitches. But I look after it. So the most popular song according to Spotify, which really this does not have like an article about it on Wikipedia, pitch like that. It's kind of variety as far as saying it's not. It says some solid enough popularity, but kind of within the same aspect as folks like Marlo and pitches like that. Some of the folks that were kind of, it's just more to like the aspect of hardcore type trap. It's not to say it's hardcore as if it's not, doesn't have the appeal, but it's kind of pitched within those varieties amongst it. But yeah, basically I Don't is a hit type one, some of these type aspects like a grand tittering and ferocious. Most popular song according to Spotify is I Don't within these aspects here is like a grand tittering and ferocious kind of throwback to 2010s mixtape snarl, I'd say, pitch like that, just a woodsy kind of fairs. Some woodsy kind of swisher runs and pitches like that within these varieties as far as these pitches can happen. Also to say hit type appeals, 42 Doug is on here, pitch like that. 42 Doug is on here as well, good pitches like that. So within these varieties as far as saying this, the traditional type fair, just bringing back some of those type varieties from like the 2010s type lore pitches like. It's bringing back familiar type varieties within like the 2010s type lore and pitch like that. Some of those type aspects, it's that same sort of shrill factor. A lot of these within these particular fairs just feel like further type aspects that Lil Durk, particularly Chief Keef, Lil Durk, some type aspects, not quite as like horror aspected as like Chief Keef, but kind of the tone of just more Lil Durk type aspects, more with like leftover kind of Flockavelli type vibes, pitches like that, but it's kind of more with like more trap and future type flavors. So it has an aspect, it's kind of a blend between like Lil Durk and Future as far as these first have some of those type pitches within it. Just kind of the sprawl out type ones that kind of have like the tone. There's a few right out to songs down here and pitches like that, but definitely some good neighborhood type spice pitch like that amongst these varieties that just like darkness fits pitches like that. Good excellent flares. Adidas Sign's a nice one as well. It's like a good booming kind of traffic surf around and gliss along as far as these fairs gonna have. Just feeling alive, I'd definitely say. Factory kind of trap flames to these products. There's a couple of these, like Adidas Sign is kind of like this. Fresh Off the Blade is like this as well. Some stuff pitches, some of these type ones. Some of these particular fairs just kind of within pitch, it just like that fair that Future and Travis Scott would kind of have with aspects. Definitely Future in like the Dirty Sprite 2 type days pitch like that. Just that familiar kind of sets up, post up type fair pitch like that. Just hollow loud pitch like that. Some of that muscle loud noise pitches like that. appreciate like the gliss factor of it. Part of the plan is the differential type one's a good type pitch to get some of these get some quality different angles pitched like that within these varieties. Part of the plan is like a gulagged and car sit kind of extra thought, I'd say, pitch like that here. Just some gal favorite kind of re-outs pitches like that. Some varieties is picking up like the aspects of like box of donuts, or getting like a box of donuts or some laundry detergent, some stuff aspects, just kind of making the fair, taking the edge off some of those hit type varieties pitched like that. Just get some McDoubles in your system on top of that within those fairs. Just kind of transit type musics pitched like that. It's kind of more quieter as kept type one within pitch like that. Some stuff varieties amongst it, not so much like it's not making any noise, but just kind of pitch like the just stationary kind of just slog type factor, just kind of within pitch. Usually these type fairs kind of, when you think of like Big Sean and some of these type folks, like more folks like Ian Dior, folks like that, MGK and certain type senses having some of those type ones, it's usually within the pitch a little bit more kind of healthy type aspect, where it's kind of aspect of this kind of lunch break type songs, but it's kind of pitch as far as just having some of those type ones within a Datpiff and trap type format as far as the space goes. So just kind of aspect of this fairs like that, but the more I think about it, there weren't actually like a ton of these type ones. There's some fairs about this particular album slash mixtape within these ordeals that have like some car sitting type ones, where it's just kind of the product of this lounging in your vehicle pitch like that. Some surprise to this time waste. Now obviously not wasting like the gas and the battery pitch like that, but just some of those type fairs within the pitch, just with the windows down and just appreciating like a good toast type one to steam up some of that pitch within the aspect, just kind of within the fair amongst it. But it's just kind of variety, just having some of that extra type fair, not to get in trouble for like customers only and loitering type BS pitches like that, some stuff fries, but just to miss the pitch as far as saying paying attention to some of those type fairs. But yeah, just extra type product amongst it. Good hitting type one is posted thread as far as these fairs gonna happen. It's like a nice block post up and connect to get to here pitch like that. Just some grapes in rotation, great swishers, good pitch like that. Just recent mixtapes, tapes like that. Recent tapes kind of have gab about some of those type fairs. Just some hot, definitely a hot type tune kind of get within the product. Just red hot type one, good pitch like that. Just standard hot type banger just feels ripped out of like the 2010s pitch like that. Definitely some louding to get to here pitch like that. Sunset Fries. So it's kind of the aspect just getting hella crunked out pitch like that. Sunset Fairs amongst it. It's kind of that Tibble type post up. This definitely feels like vibes of the baby. Sounds leftover type. It feels like leftover vibes of the baby pitch like that. Sounds type ones where he would get the street light kind of buzz going pitch like that. This parking lot. Halfway kind of cul-de-sac and parking lot type noise. Sounds that pitch just amongst the fair. Just like the get up of crunk type. Center crunk fits pitches like that within the aspect kind of about it. Just hella vodkas and red cups, some stuff pitches amongst it, but just hit type varieties. Slow is a nice type one and connecting type one within these pitches, like a stone but on some shit, kind of ruining your buzz type song pitches like that. Sunset Fries amongst it, just personal kind of relative type gripe about this within these fairs amongst it. Just some night hustle to kind of get to here on top of that. Just get a burrito in your system, some stuff fairs to kind of keep things aspect within those pitches. So the aspect about this song, it's kind of pitch when folks typically kind of say pitches like that, don't blow my buzz, don't blow my high, some stuff. It's kind of fair if like that's particularly happening and you're having to deal with the product of having like some good smokes in your system, but that night or like the smoke shift is kind of getting ruined in somehow type fashions, and you got some extra shit to do, some stuff fair. So just the product of just wanting to smoke but having to get some other products taken care of within these pitches before that can full bound kind of commence. It's kind of the fair as far as saying is get towards the product of just getting it taken care of, some stuff aspects, just kind of half buzz, half blown, some stuff pitches, but have more smoke kind of to make up for a pitch like that. But just get, good bean burrito in your system, some stuff aspects and tones like that. Just some of those type fairs kind of keep party favors and spice of it within the aspect. Keep gal in mind within those aspects as well. Some of those type pitches pick up like a blueberry muffin, some stuff aspects. One of those type pitches in the aspect, just kind of keep the straightening of it, fairs like that. But good type pitches. Razzle Dazzle's the hit type ones, like a throwback to 2010s kind of mixtape snaz, getting like the 2020s type 10. Good excellent pitches amongst it. Just definite smoke. It's a definite good nice smoke powwow, I'd say, pitches like that. Just hella nachos get in your system. Definitely pass some of those type shits around heavily, pitches like that. Just get some dab going on top of that. Some dab fits, dab rigs, some fast and tone. Good excellent pitches amongst that. Good type products to switch up like the smoke type fair pitch like that amongst some products. Possibly within that, I would say on top of that, get some ganja brownies going as well within pitch like that. Sunset fairs. Just the pitch behind it, just Tibble type fries, but just keeping the spice of it going within sunset pitches. If like the standard rotation, this great swishers gets old, or blueberry type ones, tropical type ones pitch like that. Sunset fries, but good pitch amongst it. Drippy Wet's a hit type one within these aspects, like a blurry and emphatic, kind of mild 2020s drill to get here, pitches like that. Just car sitting and relish, I'd say, some stuff fairs amongst it. Just buzzing from like the zags, some of these stuff factors. This definitely gives me vibes of Moneybag Yo, pitches like that, some type. Trippy Wet, some of these type ones definitely give me vibes of Moneybag Yo, pitch like that. Some of these type ones that just time waste within vehicle type fair, pitch like that. Amongst the varieties that just kind of Spotify going on, pitch like that. But just some of these type varieties amongst like the fair, just nothing's kind of relish and fairs like that. Just kind of particular aspect of this shit. Not so much nothing, nowhere, not so much nothing to do, nowhere to go, but just kind of pitch it, just time to kill since the basics when I pitch it, just like the particular pair amongst it. Definitely get the good head trip kind of buzz going since the pitches. And it's not to say when I was saying earlier that the smoke that probably great swishers getting old pitch like that, but it's kind of probably just throwing some extra spices in their pitch like that. Messi is a pretty hitting type one as well as good pitches here. It's like a hella dismantled and head trip kind of future wicked type Traverse, I'd say pitches like that. So when I say Future Wicked, the hit song that Future did off of Purple Rain mixtape from 2016, that particular Buzz single that was off that mixtape called Wicked, within those pitches has similar kind of dismantled, kind of swarmy type products about within those sorts of pitches. It's like a good 2010s kind of trap run, I'd say here. Some of these type aspects just throw back to those particular days. Lil Durk, Future, a bunch of folks like that, Waka Flocka, some of these type folks in the aspect, Lil Reese, some of these type folks. Good type fares to pick up like 7-Up definitely, and some WD-40 on top of that. Find some of these type places. Walmart, some of these type fares, just pick up WD-40 if you need it. So this extra type aspects kind of just have like the shop type fare of it taken care of as well. Good products, just if that comes in hand, those type excellent aspects come in handy. Some of the products amongst it, but just kind of some smog kind of get to this, that typical kind of just gulag type fashion, like a night type sense. Pretty Diamond is a hitting type one as well within these pitches, like a Pretty Diamond is a hitting type one within these pitches as well as like a rock solid amidst like some 666 darkness, I'd say here, pitch like that. Very similar classic kind of 3-6 Mafia days, 2000s, 2010s pitch like that. Juicy J type player pitch like that. DJ Paul Sims type folks. Little white bunch of folks like that. Project Pat. It's like it's like a good 666 darkness weave to get in like a trap fashion, I'd say here. So less kind of within the hypnotized mind, just more trap type fare, but just traces like some hypnotized in there pitch like that. Just a little dirt kind of woods runs pitch like that. So some of those type varieties. It's kind of aspect getting like Juicy J more type fares, but more within like a street soldier type. Definitely getting like some Juicy J kind of Mafia type sound pitches like that, with more of like a little Dirk kind of street soldier type noise pitch like that. Yeah, definitely like a foresty kind of woodsy type run, so it's the bass with a tongue good pitch like that. Just some Parkside kind of get some splits going pitch like that. Just get clear your head, so it's to buy some amongst it. Just kind of table type out in the fray pitch like that. Just appreciate like the fair, just some Dolo kind of smokes and just grit type factor within the fashion of a good pitch like that. Where I'm from is a hitting type one as well within these aspects, like a real talking sober and fit to get in like some trap darkness. Where I'm from is a hitting type one within these pitches as well as like a real talking sober and fit to get in like some trap darkness as far as these pairs can have. Just definitely where I'm from is like a real talking sober and fit to get in like some trap darkness as far as these pairs can have. Definitely a man up and grit type tune pitch like that. Sunset Fair is just kind of a song to get stationed to. Sunset products amongst it, just torch someone say within these products. It does. When I say it's a sober and type song, it's kind of pitch as far as saying it's just real talk within these aspects. As far as just like the grind factor, just kind of the fair, just like committed towards it. But it's not necessarily as if it has to be full bound where there's nothing that you can do within like the factor getting some tear up going. This is kind of pitch as far as saying. Just some later shift kind of grinding pitches like that, some come through type factors pitches like that with like Gallon Mind or just folks in general pitches like that, the fam or pitches like that, some stuff price was this kind of pitch as far as saying just get towards it, but just kind of fair, just probably getting some smokes in there as well within the product if it's not going to be like a sabotage towards it or like an interference, a good pitch like that amongst it. I think other type ones. I don't think I'd talk about Fresh Out the Blade. It's a good hit type one as well. Fresh Out the Blade, it's a nice one. It's like a classic kind of future mixtape kind of roll out and sound off, I'd say here. Pitch like that. Just kind of a hazy and emphatic type tune. I'd definitely say clean fit as far as these pairs can have. So it's within the pitch as far as saying. So definitely feels like throwback type vibes to future like Purple Rain and Dirty Sprite 2 as far as these pairs can have leftover pitches like that, some stuff aspects. Also like traces to like Travis Scott in there, some stuff aspects just without the auto tune as far as those pairs can have, but definitely within the pitch. That's kind of the fair about this album. This particular album has more just like straightforward kind of shot in the arm type Travis. Not as much auto tune within pitch like that. It doesn't go for like the particular kind of like Migos and like future type vibes and Travis Scott within this. I mean, it has similarities to those particular folks, but it's just more without that particular kind of just the drone type factor. Not to say drone like a derogatory type sense. Autotune's dope as shit pitch like that, but it's kind of variety of just doing like trap in like a 2020s type sense without that kind of extra type fare amongst the pitches like that. So there's some of those type folks getting towards some of those type ones, but just basically getting a good sort of plenty of these type ones, these car sitting, car ride out type tunes, definitely like Adidas sign and like a Fresh Out the Blade pitch like that, have some of those Dirty Sprite 2 leftover type varieties just without the particular just future type auto tune type flair. Trying to think of some other type ones I haven't talked about in here. I don't think I talked about Chase You Off Down as far as these pitches go. Chase You Off Down might be one of the last ones I haven't talked about. Good pitches here. It's like a hype and trill kind of mess hall dance and streetlight kind of white noise get to here. Pitch like that. Some gossip kind of get to with like the mixtape type phrases. Some hitting type mixtapes within those aspects. Just the recent type phrases. Some good hot shit that's been going down. Pitches like that. Good X and Fridays. Just some louds. Some definite louds to get to. Pitches like that. This particular one gives me vibes like Ouija Mac and Lil Baby, some of the folks that will kind of have like those two-step kind of streetlight type ones, kind of get crunk and raw, to get crunk, raucous, and just rickety too, pitch like that. Some surprise, so good accent pitch amongst that, just having a hella good time, pitch like that, just hella good demonic kind of gallivanting throws as far as this pitch kind of excellent type pitch. So I think that particularly takes care of it as far as these pitches going to have them here within these pitches, within these aspects amongst it. No, yeah, I think there's one more type one. The second most popular song on this album, according to Spotify, pitches like that I didn't talk about here within these pitches. That's More Than a Man as far as these pitches happen. So it's like an excellent kind of darkness stroll to get to here. Some darkness stroll kind of rumination, I'd say. Vintage kind of 2010s Datpiff fares like that. Just good taco run with these aspects. Obviously within Fry's good pitch like that. Pretty much like Pretty Dime and Pose the Threat Sense type ones good pitch like that. Plenty of these other type ones. Another one like the 3-6 Mafia type one, like Pretty Dime pitch like that. Sense type ones. Just get some guns for like a gal pitch like that. So this extra type fares not to say within aspects if it has to be like a full-blown kind of day-long task or 2-hour-long task pitch like that, but it's kind of just impulse kind of buys pitch like that, just some extracurricular type stuff, some extracurricular type fares to throw in there, pitch like that, like 5 guns on to pitch amongst it. So some of those hit type Fridays, good excellent pitches, this kind of extra thought fares like that. It's kind of just good darkness fit pitches like that, just emanating within that particular shroudedness, some stuff aspects and tone, pretty similar to Lil Durk, definitely I'd say Chief Keef in certain type senses, but just a little bit more calmer pitch like that. Some stuff probably is also within the pitch like folks like Eminem, Tech Nine, but just kind of more trap type fit pitches like that. But this probably one of the more thought type ones pitches like that, but good X and Fridays as far as those pitch kind of go. So within the pitch as far as saying classic album here pitches like that, just would say social scores can go ahead and get it. Now within the fares amongst it, I kind of feel like within the variety, the particular aspect, particularly Blac Youngsta does have certain degrees of charting songs, certain degrees of charting songs pitched like that, but he kind of strikes me as more like a TikTok and Instagram type rapper pitch like that. Definitely within those varieties of seeing hell kind of baddies and fares like that, some of those type dancehalls definitely getting crunked to a lot of his particular junts and pitch like that within some of those varieties. Definitely not to say one hit wonder type territory, but just the pitch and just like the click and pose type varieties pitched like that, some of those type ones with just the aspects as far as like the shroudedness and pitches like that. Bust a quick move and haul the sun step pitches amongst it, but it's kind of fair as far as saying paying attention towards the ear. It's not to say as if the popularity is not to say as if the popularity is slided pitches like that, but it's just kind of variety. It's just more circa to like 2020s type fashion, just more within like the trendy type fares. It's kind of pitch. It's not as if he doesn't have the hits, but in terms of like the radio glam type factor, it's kind of like, I think one of the last trap rappers I can really think of that was really popping up on like everyday type radio pitch like that was probably DaBaby. Trying to think of like some more recent type folks. Trap is kind of dissolving within these pitches. Future hasn't caught on as much. Drake is starting to dissipate ever since the Not Like Us song pitch like that. So it's kind of variety as far as saying just trap from like those particular days, but it's definitely, it continues to be gigantic and pitch like that within the aspect of like internet and kind of social media type. Or not to say internet like that, but it's the pitch of talking about IG every day, Twitter and X every day, and like TikTok every day, some stuff first pitch like that amongst that communion and pitch like that. So it has that hit type appeal. So I'm gonna say 10 social, but it's kind of pitched saying as far as saying it's more like with an asterisk because it's not like these songs. It's more within the circle that you know where to fuck with it more so than like the tone of it being everyday within like ubiquitous. But it's not to say it's not large. It's just pitch for saying, but just pay attention to that product pitch like that. But it is classic within those appeals. Definitely some banging type in this pitch like that. This classic kind of throwback to like Datpiff days pitch like that. The taco run, sensitive aspects, just the gal strolls, some pitches like that. The taco runs, the gal strolls, some stuff pitches, picking up the impulse type buys pitches like that amongst whether it would be pharmacy type area, just some stuff pitches amongst some stuff price, gas station type buys pitch like that. This is extracurricular type things kind of get in there. Some stuff price with like some car sitting type songs, and also like some good street light and kind of mess hall type noise. Really get some loud pack going pitch like that. So good with those Fridays pitch like that. So 10 social. In terms of future, like particularly Blac Youngsta has dropped at least up to 2023 pitch like that. It's kind of the fair. Wikipedia does not designate. He may have actually dropped more. I could check. I'm on Wikipedia right now, but I'd probably say rate your music knows pitch like that. But I would probably guess within these Fridays, I think he probably does have some further hit type appeal within pitch like that. But it's just aspect first saying he has. It's a good aspect of these projects to get to pitch like that. Some banging toughness definitely within these pitches. Good classic here within these projects. Just some staples out of the 2020s that have these aspects like the viciousness. Good shit to look into as far as these projects have. Definitely some thrills with that. Definitely some thrills within some hitting kind of familiar vibes.